Mississippi, Possum Park, Georgia, Miami.
Who's Amy?
Miami.
Hey, you mean your Amy?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo Hookers?
Bo Hunkers.
Bo Hunkers?
Oh, I beg your pardon. Hoboken.
Hoboken. Oh, well, Mr. Conductor, I want to go to Hot Town.
Hot Town?
Yes, sir.
That's the last stop.
Last-
All aboard.
All right, sir.
Well, welcome aboard, everybody. We're doing some Crime and Punishment tonight. Let me just hop over to the window. Kaboom. And we've got a special guest. She ain't so special. She's been here before. Stormy, would you care to say hi while I adjust volume levels if necessary?
Hello. It's that we get the punishment right.
Okay, say a lot more. I just accessed your volume. Say a lot more than that.
Okay.
White Tiger 32109
that's
said
great.
hello.
Oh, hey, we got White Tiger in the chat. How's it going, White Tiger? All right, I got your volume up to 110, and you should be good for volume. And now, what else are we doing? I'm also taking that off. We got chat. We got chat rat.
White Tiger 32109 said Stormy, can you untie Tethercat?
Did you catch that? Sorry, I cut you off. What was your response to that, Stormy?
Missed you.
I think your mic cut out, and all I heard was "is you."
Yo, chat rat.
There you go, chat rat. So what am I doing? I want to take out the Discord group. Actually, I'll take out the Discord group for the time being, but we'll add in the Discord group if we get more people in, because we might actually have more people in here. Sound good?
Sounds perfect.
All right. For those of you who are just joining, Crime and Punishment is a game that is all about hating everyone in the known universe. It's a game that's very it promotes justice, but boy, does it ever play like injustice.
1914 said it's back.
It is back. Welcome aboard, Greed. Great having you. Yeah, we're just, we're having some light fun tonight. We're gonna have some good times. Stormy is here, obviously. Everyone's gonna be pitching in. Obviously, Greed, you're an old hand with this. You'll have some fun. Stormy, is there anything that you've been looking forward to regarding Crime and Punishment? You haven't played it in a while.
All I remember is if they kill someone, it's 25 years.
Excellent. And that's an excellent transition to our house rules. For those of you who are just joining us, we have some house rules. One of which is we never institute the death penalty. That's off the table. If that option comes up, we ignore it. Man, my audio is really spiking. I'm actually having my audio from time to time. My audio comes and goes, but all right, now I'm a little more normal. Another house rule that we have is that if there are any sensitive cases which come up, because this is a judge simulation game, and sometimes these judge simulation games present us with cases ranging from arson to loitering to anything under the sun. And if there are any cases that come up that are sensitive to us, we have the absolute ability to say, yes, arson. Thank you very much. Emphasis on arse. We do have the ability to say, can we skip this case? And then without even so much as a thought or hesitation, bam, we move on to the next case. So that's another house rule. This is a game where everyone in chat, including you, Meg, including you, White Tiger, including you, Greed, including everyone else who might be watching, this is a game that you can play along with. So keep that in mind. We're going to run through some cases, and we'll present the facts of each case. Stormy and I will provide commentary. Stormy is going to be just as commentatious as I am. I will be hosting the event as Judge Tethercat, and Bailiff Stormy here will be helping me out. Speaking of which, why are you blocking me? Get out of the way. Move to the side there, Bailiff Stormy. Okay. But this also means that everyone of you watching along can listen in on what the cases are. We're going to find out all the facts. At the end, we'll go back and we'll review the facts through the clipboard of justice. Been a while since I said that phrase. And then finally, we'll pass judgment and sentence, which will be either probation, jail, or prison, and a length of sentencing time. So keep that in mind as we run through the cases. Don't worry, we'll go through quite a few of them. You'll get the hang of it by number 2. And with that said, Stormy, are you ready?
I am ready to things wrong.
That's the spirit. All right, everyone. Now it's time for our first case. Remember, our rating will be affected by how much and what kind of information we choose. Court is now in session. Once again, you're cutting out, so I think you're a little too excited for the stream there, Stormy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just remember that if you get super excited, you might not be heard. All right. So our first case of the evening is the crime of reckless driving. Bailiff Stormy, are you cool to run this case with me?
I'm very cool.
All right, then everyone get ready. Strap on your good pants. We're getting into this case. And we're going to look first off at the details of the crime. Let me just make sure that there we go. Yeah, we're going to look at the details of the crime. Actually, sorry, I'm doing some back-end adjustments. Okay, details of the crime. And we're going to look first off at the demographics. We're going to see who this case is about. The offender is a 48-year-old Oriental male. The victims are the state and the people. I should also add, in case anyone did not catch the start of this stream, I should also add, this game was made in 1984, and it is a game from the United States of America. In fact, those are supposed to be the United States flag in behind the judge.
The Judge Wapner?
Yes, the pseudo Judge Wapner lookalike, who just happens to also be the Hulk. I should also mention, I am Canadian. Stormy, would you care to share your nationality?
Unfortunately, I'm an American.
There's nothing unfortunate about being an American. It's what you choose to do with that Americanness at this proper time in the geopolitical realm. What this means, though, and the reason why I asked that and announced my own nationality is because everyone playing along, you too have the opportunity to join in however you want. so fire away. Here we go. So keep all that in mind. The offender is a 48-year-old Oriental male. The victims are the state and the people. We're going to look at the offender-victim relationship.
With reckless driving?
Yeah. Reckless driving. The offender is a 48-year-old male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender-victim relationship. The offender said that the victims of his reckless driving were only those who asked for it. Interesting. It's kind of an odd statement to make.
The mailbox asked for it.
The mailbox asked for it. We're going to look at the weapon used in physical injury. By the way, let me know in chat how audio is, and let me know in chat if you want some background music. I usually like putting on some classical music. The weapon used in physical injury was none. Property damage or loss in the case of reckless driving was none. And now, what's the excuse that this 48-year-old man gave for reckless driving? He said he was upset at his child's death. So he popped into his car and did some donuts.
And hit the mailbox.
Hit the mailbox. That's it. That's the first part of this. The second part we do
It's
is...
Meek said Stormy is a bit quiet but otherwise okay.
Thank you for that. I'm going to punch Stormy's volume up, and I appreciate the audio comment. Let's see. Stormy, where are you? You are here. I'm going to put you up to 125. How's that? You want to say a few words for the chat?
No, chat.
Maybe I'll put you up to 135. Okay, there we go. Once again,
Meek said better.
excellent. And everyone, let me know if you want some background music as well. Maybe I'll just toss it on because I like hearing the background music. Boop. There we go. We got some light background music on. And back to the game. In the case of reckless driving, we're going to look at the offender's criminal record. So keep in mind, as it stands so far, he's a 48-year-old man who did some reckless driving, didn't hurt anyone, except a mailbox, potentially. And he was upset at his child's death. The offender's criminal record. We're going to look at adult prior crime types. His prior crime types include burglaries. This man is a former burglar. And his fugitive status on the day of the crime was that he was on probation, potentially, for burglaries.
Uh-oh.
His prior arrests and convictions. He has had 2 recorded prior arrests and 1 recorded prior conviction for burglaries. And finally, the offender's reputation. The offender is a political terrorist. Remember, the case itself is for the case of the crime of reckless driving. Now, Bailiff Stormy, are you curious to see what this 48-year-old man's juvenile court blotter is?
No. He's old enough to... Now, if he were like 18 or 21...
It's Meek said like I can see distraught over a child death, and if it's just a mailbox, but political terrorist? Prison. Now,
Meg, that is wise. However, we are just the judge and bailiff for reckless driving. We can only do it on a case-by-case basis, and you, Meg, have caught the very first hiccup in this game. You've got the very first inkling of why this game is so wrong. Congratulations, and enjoy the ride. Now then, if you're not going to go for juvenile court blotter, I'm not going to go for juvenile court blotter. I'm comfortable with your decision, Bailiff Stormy. Let's go to the pre-sentence report. We're going to look at some additional items. First off, let's check out the personal details of this guy. This 48-year-old man is married. He stays as sober as a judge. And he is a recipient of Reform School honors. Okay. Enlighten me. What's the snicker for?
Reform School with burglary.
Maybe he stole his grades? Nothing?
Stole a test.
Stole a test. Stole the answers.
Yep, stole the answers to the test.
There we go.
To graduate.
There we go.
There we go.
Got to get through there somehow. Let's take a look at this 48-year-old man's employment history. His employment history is that he's a psychiatrist. Well, that's new.
It's Meek said LOL.
Yeah, that's, well, okay. Let's look at the courtroom prosecution details. The defendant...
From Reform School.
Yeah, he's a psychiatrist from Reform School. The defendant squealed on his accomplices in the case of reckless driving, of which no one was harmed. The defendant squealed on his accomplices. Okay. And the defendant was defended by a public defender. I guess psychiatrists don't make that good money, do they?
But was no...
It's Meek said he's a rat. We gotta
The car?
exterminate.
The car. The accomplice was the car. The defendant squealed his tires with his accomplice, the car.
That's a good one.
Over in chat, Meek said that he was a rat and we gotta exterminate him. And I hope they're talking about the case and not chat rat. Chat rat's awesome. All right.
Ratio.
Yeah, see, we had a contest a little while ago about what to name Chat Rat, and there were a couple of entries. There were a couple of names. Bailiff Stormy seemed particularly partial to calling Chat Rat Horatio. Bailiff Stormy, are you curious to see what this 48-year-old man's mental history or upbringing is?
How about his mental history?
It's Meek said
He's
Chat
wondered
Rat is
about
cool. I
psychiatrist.
like Horatio L. Rat.
Meeg over in chat says Chat Rat's cool, and also liking the Horatio L. Rat.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the mental history, shall we? Because, yeah, the psychiatry bit, it intrigues me as well. The offender is a manic depressive and a born comedian. Great. We got Dr. Chuckles on the stand.
He's Patrick.
It's Meek said oh shit I'm the offender.
Poor Meeg chatting it up over in chat there saying, I'm the offender. Oh shit. All right. Now, Bailiff Stormy, are you comfortable passing a sentence, or would you like to see, drum roll please, and would you care to announce what this is? Well, audio was clipping, that's for sure. How about saying it in a less excited voice?
Aww.
Aww.
The clipboard adjust.
That's right, we're going over to the clipboard of justice. Thank you, Bailiff Stormy. And the clip. Yeah. Didn't quite pull through. All right, everyone, this is where we review the case through all the known facts. Now, obviously, we skipped a couple of those facts because we didn't deem them relevant, such as juvenile blotter or even offender upbringing. So they will not appear here on the clipboard of justice. However, the ones that we did see, that's here. And we're going to judge the case by the ones that are here. In the case...
And
Yes.
keep in mind that it's about driving.
Right.
The burglary.
Right. So this is always about the case itself that we're currently doing. In this case, it's reckless driving, or whatever case it might be in the cases ahead. But it's always about this case. We can't make judgment on other cases.
Even though we want to.
Even though we want to. And sometimes we do. Okay, in the case of reckless driving, there was no monetary loss. The offender said that the victims were only those who asked for it, which is weird. There was no personal injury. The offender is a 48-year-old male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said he was upset at his child's death. The offender is on probation, or at least was at the time of. The offender is a political terrorist. The prior crimes for this offender include burglaries, of which there have been 2 recorded prior arrests and 1 recorded prior conviction. The defendant...
He got away with 1.
Got away with 1. The defendant squealed on his accomplices. The defendant was defended by a public defender. The offender is a manic depressive and a born comedian. The offender is married, stays as sober as a judge, is a recipient of Reform School honors, and the offender is a psychiatrist. And with all of that said, Bailiff Stormy, we are right into the heart of the clipboard of justice. How are you feeling about all this?
There's no monetary value except for the poor mailbox.
Except for the poor mailbox.
I'd actually go probation. Just extend his probation.
So, we have 3 types of punishment, which are available, in this case, for reckless driving, within our jurisdiction in this Tethercat court. And currently, Bailiff Stormy has offered up an opening bid in this haggle section of the game for probation. And when we enter in a sentencing, we always ask, well, it's good that you've said where the person's going, but now for how long? And so, Bailiff Stormy, I'm going to ask you, how long would you suggest that this person has probation for?
Years.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
2 years.
2 years is Bailiff Stormy's opening bid for reckless driving.
It's Meek said 30 years.
Over in chat,
It's
Meek said 30 years.
Joseph Felonlickid said,
It's
hey,
awkward.
hi.
Hey, welcome aboard, Joseph Felonlickid. Good seeing you. You know what? This is a good reminder to anyone in chat, including yourself, Meg, where if you have an offer, if you want to haggle, if you have a pitch, we do accept all suggestions from chat as relevant, except for the ones that just say death penalty on like loitering. Those are stupid. So if you do say 30 years for a probation and you want to back up your claim, we will take that under consideration, genuinely. And this is where the audience participation part comes in. Bailiff Stormy, why do you say 2 years of probation for reckless driving?
Joseph Felonlickid said so pine cones because they smell nice. It's Meek said not I'm being silly LOL.
I would say 2 years because it's not that serious a crime.
Okay.
And he was not in the right mental state. He was distraught because of death of his child.
All right. I'll go with that because, well, he claims he was distraught over the death of his child. Was he? Was he not? Well, that's his claim. And you know what? We can only go by, whatever the facts of the case are.
Joseph Felonlickid said sentenced to feeding the town cat every day.
There you go. For 30 years. You know what? It isn't that big it's reckless driving. If you saw someone driving recklessly on the highway, they might put others at risk. But in this case, he didn't cause any monetary damage. He didn't put anyone in direct harm. He put them in harm's way, but he didn't put them in direct harm. 2 years of probation? I'm willing to go with you on this one. Bailiff Stormy, I'm doing 2 years of probation with you. All right. And now, everyone, brace your ears because we may or may not get some stuff happening here. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen to how we did on a scale of 1 to 10. On a literal scale of Kangaroo Court, the judge of this game offered up 6 years of probation. We offered up 2 years of probation as per my agreement with Bailiff Story. I think we were justified. I think that we came in a little lighter than what the other judge would have thought. So.
And I thought I was being harsh.
No, you could have been harsher. All right. But then again, I could have also haggled up with you. So it's on both of us on this one. And
Joseph
now.
Lookit said Yupperoni 6 years is a little harsh.
All right, everyone. Let's. Well, it's 1984, so who knows? Let's see how many gavels we get. Out of 10 gavels, which is our rating of 1 to 10, let's see how we did. We received only 4 gavels. You might be ready to handle traffic court. Try some more cases to improve your score.
What we were doing was traffic court.
All right. It's around this time that I usually type in just some stuff into chat rat to keep track of things. Reckless driving.
Hydration check?
We can do a hydration check in a moment.
Reckless driving.
Gavels. 4. Judicial IQ.
Joseph Lookit said stinky cheese, hydrate, stinky cheese. Tethercat
Yes.
said gavels, / judicial IQ 73.
All right, everyone.
Greed _1914 said HS cheers. Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said hydration check.
You guys are so funny. Okay.
Stinky cheese.
Stinky cheese. All right. And on that, let's get ready for our next case. Now it's time for our next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of robbery. I'm going to take this moment to
going off zero info, jail.
I'm going to take this moment to drink if Meg doesn't make me spew water everywhere.
Glad I swallowed.
Glad I swallowed. Thanks a lot there, Meg. Okay, everyone. So, yeah, but Meg, if you're going to be going off zero info, you got to say jail, but also for how long. So we can't accept your statement. Get on it. Jeez.
2 years.
There we go. Now you've swayed Bailiff Stormy into a zero info 2 years jail forever and ever.
No,
yeah, of course.
years, 7 months.
Of course. Why did I even? All right, everyone. Let's take a look. This is the crime of robbery.
Robbery. Community service and collect pine cones for me as partial community service.
You and the
Work.
you and the pine cones. I love it.
Tethercat said crime, robbery.
All right, everyone. Let's get into this case. First off, let's take a look at the demographics. And here we are. The offender is a 24-year-old black Protestant male. The victim was a 34-year-old black Protestant male. Another house rule is, and you may have noticed this in the previous case.
It's Meek said I have a bucket full of pine cones from the tree beside my house. They're not very tasty.
Well, don't eat them raw. So something you may not have noticed from the previous stream is...
It's Meek said, sorry I feel like I'm interrupting.
Is that when we read off the demographics for each
said, Let
offender...
me smell them.
All right, I'm hitting mute. When we hit off the demographics for each offender and defender, the offender and the victim, in the demographic section, I will state what their age, ethnicity, and religious preference is, and gender. but that's only for the first time that it is read. Now, typically, I won't bring any of that up unless it's relevant to the case. And the ones that are most relevant to the case, in this case, I would say the offender is a 24-year-old male. So I would go on, continuing on with this case, saying the offender is a 24-year-old male. Now, if for whatever reason throughout the course of the details of this case, we discover that being a Protestant is relevant to the case, then that becomes relevant. Or if being black is relevant to the case, then fine, we'll address that when it comes to it. But I do find personally that this 1984 game is very biased because it doesn't usually say the offender is a 24-year-old Caucasian male or atheist or what have you. So I run a very lenient case where I usually just state the age and the gender, and I leave it at that, unless it becomes relevant. Yes.
Now, if the robbery is his Protestant hurt,
yes, that would be quite relevant, and the Protestant aspect would come back up. Yes. All right, we got Mr. Rido saying over there in chat, hey, how am I doing today? I'm doing just fine, and thanks for asking. Let's continue on with this case, everyone, now that we've got those ground rules laid out. The crime is robbery. And the details of the crime, the demographics, is that the offender is the 24-year-old black Protestant male. The victim was a 34-year-old black Protestant male. The offender-victim relationship, the offender and the victim were family members. Yikes. Case of robbery. Gonna be interesting. The weapon used, physical injury. The victim was shot in the hip with a Saturday night special.
Rido San 7465 said hi cat lady.
What are the demographics again? So they're related. The younger, I assume, brother shot the older brother or cousin.
cousin.
And this is another thing, everyone watching, is that usually us players construct our own narratives, and you in chat can also assist us in constructing a narrative. So in this case, let's assume they're brothers, shall we? They might be cousins or just distant relatives, but let's assume that they're family members. Let's assume they're brothers.
Brothers from another mother.
Quite possibly. Let's look at the property damage or loss, and that's 300. So he shot his brother.
It's Meek said, did the brother eat the last slice of pizza? He's getting off scot-free.
Maybe Scott was the brother's name. And for $355, that's a lot of pizza.
Yes, that is.
Says Stormy while slobbering and wiping her chin.
Pizza.
That's a lot of pineapple. All right, let's look at the excuse given to why he shot his brother in the hip with a Saturday night special for $355. Oh, the younger brother said that the devil made him do it. Of course. I need to rob my brother and shoot him in the hip because the devil's making me do it. In this case, that aspect where he said that he was a Protestant comes into play. The 24-year-old Protestant male.
That's true.
That's
Put
right.
it that way.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the offender's criminal record. In the crime of robbery, the adult prior crime types for this 24-year-old.
It said reminds me of the Conjuring or Ouija movies.
It reminds you of the Conjuring or the Ouija movies? Shooting a brother in the hip for $355? Because the devil made him do it?
It reminds me of the Netflix TV show Lucifer.
Okay. It
Joe's
reminds
fellow
me.
Look, it said the devil made me do it.
It reminds me of the never-ending story where Atreus' horse was stuck in the mud. No reason.
Everything reminds you of Atreus'
I know.
horse.
Everything reminds me of Atreus' horse. It was traumatic. What can I say? Let's look at the adult prior crime types for this 24-year-old. What do you know? His prior crimes include robberies. I would not have thunk it.
Are
I didn't quite catch what you said, except that I'm pretty sure it was astonishment.
I'm laughing.
That's fair. I'm also laughing. And let's take a look at the prior arrests and convictions for this 24-year-old male. At the tender age of 24, this young, impressionable young man has had 10 recorded prior arrests and 9 recorded prior convictions, of which robberies were some. Yeah. Yeah.
The devil's
Righto
whispering
San
in his ear for a long
7465 said, who's this new
The-
friend of
the-
yours?
The devil has been busy. Mr. Righto-san, now would be a good time for an introduction, especially for those of you who are watching. This here is Bailiff
Righto
Stormy.
San 7465 said she looks pretty TBH.
Duh.
Aww.
Bailiff Stormy, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Bailiff Stormy. Get to help throw the book at him.
There we go. We're going to throw books everywhere. We're going to be like errant librarians is what we're going to be. So let's take a look at the fugitive status on this day of the crime. And as he shot his brother in the hip and walked away with $355 of his money, the offender left an alcohol detoxification program. That's odd. Let's take a look at the offender's reputation. This can sometimes be funny, sometimes sad. In this case, the offender is sexy.
Ooh,
Mm.
I'm sexy for my gun. Sexy for my gun.
I'm too sexy for my brother. Too sexy for my brother. Gonna shoot him in the mother. Bailiff Stormy, this young man, this impressionable young career robber, is age of 24. Are you curious to see what his juvenile court blotter is?
Oh, definitely.
Let's look at Sexy Man's juvenile court blotter. The offender's juvenile offenses include using false
It's me, said, not a
identification.
hot criminal. Is this my type? Oh wait, he's 24 NVM.
Hey, Meek, don't sell yourself short. If he's not too sexy for the devil, then I'm pretty sure you can squeeze in some action in there yourself if you so choose. Remember, the devil took a keening on him. So there you go. That's the offender's criminal record. Now then, pre-sentence report. Are you ready there, Bailiff Stormy?
I am so ready there.
I am so ready. I'm done. I'm like dinner. I'm done. Let's take a look at the pre-sentence report. And we're going to look into this impressionable career robber's personal details. This 24-year-old Protestant male is widowed. Yikes. Well,
Ooh,
I suppose that is... No, that's pretty harsh. That's, yeah. He's a chain smoker, and he has a high school equivalence diploma. That's rough.
from a ski school?
No, high school. I mean, yeah, it's a high school equivalence diploma. High school equivalent to a ski school. Yes. It was not a good high school is what you're getting at, and I'm with you on this ride. Let's take a look at the employment history. The offender is a car salesperson. Oh, good for him. Come into my store. Have I got a steal of a deal for you?
That might be it. For all the cars that he wanted to sell.
You cut out on the majority of that. I did catch that it might be it and all the cars that he wanted to sell. What was the remainder?
That he hot-wired them.
So he didn't so much steal them as he took them for personal rides around town. Good job. Okay, let's take a look at the courtroom prosecution details. And the defendant in this instance waived a jury trial. This apparently went to jury.
Joseph Pelomlicket said, is Chat Rat still muted for Twitch?
I don't think Chat Rat's still muted for Twitch. No, should be up and running. The media blasts off judges such as Bailiff Stormy, and myself. I admit, the holidays were good to my stomach, and I'm a bit pudgy. I can't speak at all for Bailiff Stormy. You're on your own on that one. All right. Now, Bailiff Stormy, we've got this...
A woman never tells.
A woman never tells. A cat girl wearing a t-shirt. You're not even wearing bailiff clothes. Never tells.
Yes.
Now we've taken a look at this career robbers car dealership, 24-year-old Protestant, blah, blah. Are you curious about the offender's upbringing or mental history?
Yes.
So was that both?
Didn't read my other message. LOL. I got confused, but yes, his cases are not the best. And then adding robbery to it. Geez, Lewis.
Yeah, geez, Lewis, indeed. Bailiff Stormy, you want both of them?
Yes, please.
Okay. We're going to take a look at the offender's upbringing. Now, remember, he did shoot his brother in the hip with a Saturday Night Special. The offender had a gay sister and comes from an urban ghetto. Okay.
What to do with it?
Yeah. I don't know. And now, here's the mental history. The offender occasionally has delusions of grandeur. Now, that's an interesting. Also, by the way, I quickly, because I have to speed read these things and then read them aloud while I'm actually reading them, I actually thought that grandeur was grinder. I thought the offender occasionally has delusions of grinder.
Probably shouldn't have Googled Saturday Night Special on a work laptop.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Well,
Righto-san7465 said, would you ever believe someone who says, I devil made me do it, cause I sure don't.
Okay, everyone. We now have all the details.
Righto-san7465 said, do they mean lesbian sister?
Well, Mr. Righto-san, it's 1984. I'm pretty sure they meant gay, and they said gay, and they meant it. All right, everyone. This is where, take your time. We're going to review the known facts through the clipboard of justice. This is the part of the game where you, in chat, seriously, I stress,
Righto-san7465 said you're a good reader.
So don't clog up chat rat. Don't clog up the chatting. Let me get through this. Let me read this without interruption. But this is where you all review the known facts along with us and come up with a sentence, whether it's going to be prison, jail, or probation, as well as a length of time. And now, with all that said, Bailiff Stormy, shall we read the clipboard of justice?
Yes.
The clipboard of justice says, in the case of robbery, the property damage or loss was $355. The offender and the victim were family members. The victim was shot in the hip with a Saturday Night Special. The offender is a 24-year-old black Protestant male, which I think is relevant because he grew up in the ghetto and the devil made him do it. The victim was a 34-year-old black Protestant male, 10 years older. The offender said the devil made him do it. The offender left an alcohol detoxification program. The offender is sexy. Prior crimes include robberies. The offender's juvenile offenses include using false identification. The offender has had 10 recorded prior arrests and 9 recorded prior convictions at the age of 24. The defendant waived a jury trial. The media blasts soft judges. The offender had a gay sister and comes from an urban ghetto. The offender occasionally has delusions of grandeur. The offender is widowed, is a chain smoker, and has a high school equivalence diploma. Additionally, the offender is a car salesperson. And there we go, everybody. Start throwing in your bids. The auction starts now.
It's me, said delusions of grandeur. Same. Also, I'm gay as hell and a woman and dating a man, so identify how you want. It's 2026. All that to say, prison 10Y is my vote.
Nice. We've got an opening bid of prison 10 years from Meg over in chat. Bailiff Meg. Let's see. Prison 10 years. Now then, If you would not mind, Bailiff Stormy, I'm going to take the lead on this one, and I'm going to go through my thoughts on the case.
Okay, I'd like to hear them.
Thank you very much. The case is robbery, and the defendant has had a series. Like he's a career criminal at this point. He's only 24, and he is just... As soon as we get him out of here, he's going to have his 11th, 12th, and 13th convictions on robbery. He's got those nimble fingers, if you would. So I don't think that probation or even jail is going to rehabilitate this guy. I think prison is kind of where I'm heading with this. Now then, it's only 355 shekels. It's only 355 samolas. There's not a lot of money on that poker table. But he did shoot someone in the hip, including, it was his own family member. So he shot someone to get 355 bucks. That's stupid. Meg's suggestion of 10 years of prison time is actually kind of where I'm leaning. I can't see it being more than 10 years, like 15. If he killed the guy or seriously wounded him, I'd say 15 years or more. But 10 years? Yeah, I think that's good for a career robber who shot someone. 10 years of prison. Bailiff Stormy, what are your thoughts?
Quite 10. Maybe 5 or 7.
You want to haggle down to 5 or 7. You think that 10's a little too harsh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I compromise at 8.
I would absolutely be willing to go lower. I would be willing to go, you say 7, we can do 7. Meg, you tossed out that initial in the chat. By the way, the rest of you in chat, you can also hop in on this. I mean, this isn't just me, Stormy, and Meg. This is all of you as well.
Said I'd do 7.
All right, we got votes where the consensus seems to be 7 years of prison. Does anyone else in chat have any suggestions? We're gonna pause for about 10 seconds or so, see if anyone has anything they'd like to add. All right, sounds like 7 years of prison is where we're all leaning. Let's take a look. The judge said 11 years and 1 month. Well,
I'm sorry, chat.
Josephillo Lickett said Chat Rat isn't reading my messages when I send them, so I can't really bid anything.
I understand. All you gotta do is just type in some numbers, maybe. Okay, so yeah, that's once again, we were a little light. When it comes down to it, we were a little light. But these things happen. Let's take a look at how many gavels we got. Well, we got 5 gavels. Not bad.
Kangaroo?
Kangaroo court is 2 gavels there, Bailiff. Sorry. You received 5 gavels. Keep practicing. This is not small claims court. Although we wouldn't know it to see it. Let me just type out that it's gavels 5 judicial IQ 85.
Tethercat said gavels 5 judicial IQ 85.
And once again, we can do another hydration check. We don't typically do hydration checks after every single case, but in this case, my throat is a little scratchy, so we're doing one.
Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said hydration check.
Did you drink your Buckleys?
Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm glad that that's what I'm famous for. Meg was having this conversation with me over on her channel. All right, everyone. So now, this is how the game is played. All of you now know how it goes, so we can streamline it and go a little bit faster.
Buckley's and my head snapped over.
The magic word. I swear, they should just sponsor me, make me their mascot. Look at the funny blue cat hanging upside down. All right.
I'd buy it.
I know you would. If you could, you would. All right, everyone. Now it's time for our next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of theft of trade secrets.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sometimes this... I don't think this one ever gets crazy. I think these do get costly, but they don't get as crazy as some of those other ones we usually get. Well, let's take a look at the details of this crime. And we're going to look at the demographics. The offender is a 63-year-old white male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender-victim relationship. The offender didn't think anyone would be hurt in this crime of theft of trade secrets. I mean, I didn't think anyone would get hurt either. Weapon use, physical injury? None. Here we go, everybody. Strap in. Property damage or loss. Theft of trade secrets. $1 million.
Ooh.
Yep. And the excuse given why this man needed to steal $1 million worth of trade secrets? Well, he thought he could get rich. Opening bids, prison 20, prison. We'll leave it. We'll find out the rest of this crime and we'll see how it goes.
It's $1 million in 1984 money.
That's right. And if you calculate for inflation, that's...
Meek said 25 prison is the usual way.
There you go. Meeg's all over it already. I think we're already throwing our... a judge should be impartial, and yet all of us are just throwing in our assumptions right away. This old white guy getting rich off $1 million in 1984. Let's toss him to the brig. All right, everyone. Let's take a look at the offender's criminal record. I think he was 63 years old, and we're going to see what he's done with his life. His prior crimes include felonies. Yeah. His prior arrests and convictions for the 63-year-old guy, just one, and it's for felonies. So we got this felon. Now, he's probably served it either in the past or presently, but he served it. His fugitive status on the day of the crime? He's wanted by the military police.
Uh-oh.
This guy, 63 years old, $1 million, trade secrets. What kind of trade secrets could he be doing that he's wanted by the military police?
It's Meek said Judge is my middle name. Get him, boys.
Big Judge VTuber. I'm assuming your last name is VTuber. Okay. By the way, you have a big family. Let's take a look at the offender's reputation, because surely he is an upstanding citizen. He is also known as the mechanic. Sure. So this guy's a military mechanic like Radar O'Reilly, except evil.
I could see that.
I could totally see that. Now then, Bailiff Stormy, are you curious to see the juvenile court blotter for the 63-year-old man?
No,
Yeah,
not really.
I'm in your boat. I think that's a little too far in his past. However, we're going to look at the pre-sentence report. And we're going to look at this 63-year-old man's personal details, much how we do not want to. The offender is unwed. He drinks socially. And he is a community college student. Good for him. You work towards that degree, old man. Get a gold star on your report. His employment history is that he's a white-collar worker. The mechanic. The courtroom prosecution details. The defendant threatens a pre-witness for the prosecution because of course he does. You're a stinky cheese. No, you're a stinky cheese. Pine cones are thrown everywhere. 60 Minutes demands an interview. Now then, Bailiff Stormy, are you curious about the offender's upbringing or mental history?
I don't really care about his upbringing because he's an old fart.
Yep.
But I would be curious about his mental status. Does he have dementia?
Let's hope. The offender is a cold manipulator and is obsessed with becoming a millionaire. Well, maybe he's Regis Philbin. Although in 1984, Regis would have been a young pup, so that cancels that narrative. So,
he made his dream come true.
It's Meek, said Regis, rolling in his grave.
Indeed, Meg. The offender is a cold manipulator and is obsessed with becoming a millionaire. He did make his dream come true until the police knocked on his door. And with that said, shall we review the known facts?
Yes.
Now,
the clipboard.
Say it again. From the clipboard of justice. Now, once again, everybody, this is your opportunity to review the caseload with us and toss in what you think would be a suitable judgment. Let's take a look. In the crime of theft of trade secrets, the property damage or loss was $1 million. The offender didn't think anyone would be hurt. There was no personal injury. The offender is a 63-year-old male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said he thought he could get rich. Yep. The offender is wanted by the military police. The offender is also known as the mechanic. Prior crimes include felonies, of which he has had 1 recorded prior arrest and 1 recorded prior conviction. The defendant threatens a pre-witness for the prosecution. 60 Minutes demands an interview. The offender is a cold manipulator and is obsessed with becoming a millionaire. The offender is unwed, drinks socially, and is a community college student. As well, the offender is a white-collar worker. And with that said, the bids are open. Bailiff Stormy, do you have any thoughts on reaching a decision here, do you?
Well, death sentence is off the table.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, say prison.
Okay, we've got...
But
Yeah?
I'm humming about how long.
Well, he tried to steal $1 million through theft of trade secrets, and he wanted to, and he stated he wanted to get rich. I mean, he's living the dream. He just got caught. So, what are your thoughts?
10 years?
You want to do 10? 1 for each 100,000?
Yes.
There you go. I know that I am wishy-washy. So far, I've been agreeing with everyone. If someone has something they're saying, and I'm pretty much agreeing with everyone, and I'm no stranger to this as well. I think 10 years of prison. I mean, and I know we cannot compare previous cases, but a man shot his brother for $355, and this green bastard judge gave 11 years of prison. Here we are. We're thinking 10 years of prison for a guy who has every ambition in the entire universe to steal $1 million and almost got away with it. I still think this is justified. I still think 10 years of prison. I want to go more, but I don't think that it'll give us more. I think 10 years of prison. Are you cool with that, Bailiff Stormy? 10 years of prison. Let's do this.
I am, but what about the chat?
If anyone in chat is around or is reading or has taken off or is present, this is your opportunity to pitch in with whatever it is that you would like to join for a sentence and a time frame of sentence. So, speak your mind. I think that we're going to have some pauses.
It's Meek said, I'm cool with 10, though I feel the game will yell at us for not choosing 70 years or something.
Yeah.
The game 25 years for murder.
Pretty much.
So 10 years is kind of in the soft spot.
And I think that the absolute harshest sentence I've ever seen this game give is in the 30 to 35 years for the most egregious of crimes. As Stormy said, 25 is a good baseline for murder, and anything under that is, you know... That does not mean that we can't judge this guy 70 years. If you want to go 70 years of prison, we'll consider that. But honestly, I'm with Bailiff Stormy on this. 10 years of prison. Bailiff Meg in chat is cool with that, so let's run with it and see how we do. As soon as I click on the window appropriately. There we go. 5 months of jail, everybody. 5 months of jail for this guy.
Paid the judge off.
That's what I'm thinking. They're golfing buddies. There has to be a reason why the 5 months of jail.
The judge was in on it.
Totally. The judge was totally in on it. Bet they're brothers. He was going to shoot him in the hip if... Okay. We only got one gavel. Perhaps we should study medicine. Crime. Pardon me while... You know what? Y'all do a hydration check. And I'm going to type out some stuff.
Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said crime, theft of trade secrets. Tethercat said gavels, 1, judicial IQ 60.
There we go. Okay, everyone, that's the top of the hour now. We've gone through 3 cases. That's a good clip. How are you doing, Stormy? Are you in for a couple more cases, are you? I'm in for the long run tonight.
Definitely in for a couple more.
Excellent and great to hear. Let me just, I'm going to just do something on the back end. Whenever I say that, I'm just, you know, in the midst of things.
Adjusting volume.
Something like that, yeah. There we go. All right. We're going to hop over into the next case. As soon as I find my windows. Here we go. Now it's time for our next case, everyone. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. In this instance, the defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of criminal solicitation. Bailiff Stormy, I assume that you have no problem with this crime?
Nope, no problem.
Okay, I'm going to type it into chat so we know where we are. Crime. Criminal solicitation.
Tethercat said crime, criminal solicitation.
And we're going to go into the details of the crime. Let's take a look for demographics. The offender is a 62-year-old white Mormon male. The victim was a 20-year-old black male.
It's Meek said solicitation like ladies of the night.
Criminal solicitation like ladies of the night, where this 62-year-old white Mormon male was totally treating a 20-year-old black male like a lady of the night. All right, let's take a look at the offender-victim relationship for this 62-year-old man. The offender and the victim were acquaintances. The weapon used... Why
would he be an acquaintance with such a young man?
They could have been neighbors. Maybe they met in the lineup at a coffee shop. Maybe they were found each other at the post office every day. Who knows? But they weren't friends. Yeah, they weren't friends, but they were acquaintances. So this 63-year-old guy, how old was he? 62-year-old guy says, "Hey, 20-year-old guy, I got an offer. You might not want to refuse." So let's look at the weapon used physical injury. After meeting up with his acquaintance and criminally soliciting him, the victim needed psychiatric treatment. Dang. That ain't cool.
That's more than just pimping him out.
That is a little bit more than just pimping him out. The property damage or loss, there was none. But again, he did need psychiatric treatment afterwards. So that's, that's something. Let's look at the excuse given for this crime. Why did the 62-year-old man do this to his 20-year-old acquaintance? He said he did it to get even. Oh, shit. Holy shit.
It's
Wait.
Meek said damn.
All right. I gotta look at the known facts on a larger scale here. Criminal solicitation, right? There was no monetary loss. That's fine. The offender and the victim were acquaintances. And in criminal solicitation, the victim needed psychiatric treatment. The 62-year-old guys did it to the 20-year-old guy to get even. Whew.
So what did the 20-year-old do to the guy?
I don't know. I don't know. They were acquaintances, and he did something. And then the 62-year-old guy was like, "Oh, young Billy, you don't know what pain is. Here, let me introduce pain to you." Wow. Okay. All right.
And saw him with his wife.
Maybe. I mean, we haven't even gotten as far as marital status yet. Let's take a look at the offender's criminal record. This 62-year-old guy. If this guy has never done a thing in his life, this is going to be devious. All right. Let's take a look at his adult prior crime types. They include sex offenses. Ew.
Ew.
Ew. Prior arrests and convictions for the 62-year-old man have had four recorded prior arrests, 2 recorded prior convictions, of which sex crimes are at least some of them, one of them. His fugitive status on the day of the crime is that, well, he was not a fugitive, so he was cleared of everything. He served all his time elsewhere. And now, the offender's reputation. He's a stoolie. I'm so relieved it wasn't sexy or anything.
It's Meek said especially heinous.
Especially heinous. Meeg has discovered the absolute mastery of the asterisk with chat rat. Let's... Are you curious about juvenile court blotter? I am not.
No.
Not even close. I want to get as far away from this creepy old man as possible. Let's look at the pre-sentence report. And we're going to take a look at his personal details. The offender is engaged to be married. After this case, I don't know if that's still going to happen, but, you know, power to you, Gramps. The offender is habitually drunk, and the offender has a grammar school education. Huh. Everything about this is so fucking creepy. Welcome to Crime and Punishment.
Out of the classroom, 5th grade classroom then.
Oh, no. We're not even... Ew. Let's look at his employment history. This 62-year-old man has never been out of work until... wait, how did he serve... Wait, he's never been out of work?
Maybe he only got probation for the sex crime.
No, he was arrested and convicted. You're right, though. He may have gotten probation. You're right. Whatever his convictions were, of which one of them was a sex crime. Yeah, it might have been probation.
Ew.
Still. Ew, still. Jesus. Okay, Stormy, are you curious? But by the way, I did accidentally hit on his juvenile record, and it showed hacking, and we're going to ignore that, because whatever. Bailiff Stormy, are you interested in the offender's upbringing or mental history? I am all over mental history, personally.
I am definitely all over mental history.
Okay. Any interest in offender's upbringing?
No.
I think it might hold relevance to the case, and I hate saying that because I don't want to look into this, but I do think it might hold relevance to the case.
Did his mother kill his father with an
Well, let's find out. I guess you're asking the right questions. Let's find out. The offender was an only child and was raised in the Deep South. Fuck. This is... Oh. I do not like this guy. Ever. Oh. Okay. Mental history.
First like him. Oh.
Your audio cut off, but I think I just intuitively know what you said. Okay, here's something. Now remember, the offender has a grammar school education, like a primary school education, but he has an above average IQ. So there's some reason behind that. He did grow up in the Deep South. Fuck, I hate everything about this case, this guy, this crime. Let's review the known facts. In the crime of criminal solicitation, there was no monetary loss. The offender and the victim were acquaintances, I say with air quotes. The victim needed psychiatric treatment. The offender is a 62-year-old, and this does play into it, white male. The victim was a 20-year-old black male. The offender said he did it to get even. He confessed to the crime. He stated intent. The offender is currently not a fugitive as of the day of the crime. The offender is a stoolie. Prior crimes include sex offenses. We're going to ignore the juvenile stuff. His prior recorded arrests include 4 arrests, and he's had 2 convictions. The offender was an only child and was raised in the Deep South. He does have an above average IQ, but a grammar school education. The offender is also engaged to be married, habitually drunk, and the offender has never been out of work. Oh, creepy, creepy, fucking creepy. Well, prison.
At least he's a, oh, I lost it.
You lost it as much as I did.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think this case can be lost. Now, I want to sentence this guy to like 30 years of prison. I just really, really do. But we got to be realistic. The crime itself is criminal solicitation. So, I mean, I can't justify prison for just criminal solicitation. I just can't.
Jail?
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna say jail. It is criminal solicitation. But this guy did make the victim suffer psychiatric treatment, some trauma. So that's not cool. And he did admit that he did do it for revenge. So, did we even look at, you know what? I think I totally skipped over the courtroom prosecution details.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the defendant was bound and gagged during the trial. Fuck yeah. The prosecutor calls for a strong sentence at a press conference. We don't care about that, but the defendant was bound and gagged during the trial. I'm ecstatic about that. I think for that, we should bump it up to prison. I was going to go jail, but bound and gagged, totally. We're putting him away for, I'm going to say 7 years of prison.
Just _ROS__ said ELO. What's going on air then?
Apparently Chat Rat is not British. Hello. What's going on there then?
It's me, said 15 to 20 for me.
Roz, we're playing some
Just
crime and punishment.
_ROS__ said LUL.
And we're about to sentence some creepy ass fuck to jail or prison or whatever. Meg threw in a sentence of 15 to 20 years of prison. Bailiff Stormy, what are your thoughts?
15.
15. I'm lowing on 7, so I'm going to go up to 15 with the rest of you. Roz, if you would like to actually pop on stream with me, I'll send you a Discord link, and then me and Stormy can join in together and chat it up. All you got to do is throw on your headset and mic and pop over to Discord and let me know. So, and then we'll just run through with you. I got no problems with that at all.
Be fun.
It would be total fun. So let's take a look at 15 years
Just
of prison time.
ROS___ said I would love to, but I'm heading into bed as it's midnight for me.
Well then, Roz, you can listen to the dulcet tones of Bailiff Stormy as both of us cackle and hate this game together, shall we? 15 years of prison. Let's see how we do. Jail 3 months.
The judge was in on it.
Judge is on it. God damn it. 3 months of
It's
jail.
said this judge has lost the plot.
Yes. Yes, he has, Meg, and welcome to understanding why this game is the best game ever and the worst game ever. We love this game so much, and we hate it so much.
And we're going to only get one gavel.
Yeah, we're only going to get one gavel because we sent this motherfucker to prison for 15 years deservedly. Bye-bye, buddy.
That should have been a duck.
Jesus. 1. Gavels. Pardon me while I do some house cleaning. Gavels 1. Judicial IQ slowly declining. 48.
Tethercat said gavels, 1, judicial IQ 48.
Only 1 gavel. Perhaps we should study medicine. Yeah, maybe we should. Also, maybe you should just get kicked in the head, Green Hulk judge from an alternate 1984 universe. All right. Welcome aboard, Roz. We're going to be going into the next case. And remember, it is how much and what kind of information. That is important. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of cocaine use, circa 1984. Bailiff Stormy, are you cool with this crime? I mean, are you cool with judging this crime, I should say?
Oh, yes, I'm good with judging the
Judging
crime.
the crime. Judging the
It's
crime.
Meek said let the man go TBH.
Let the man go. All right. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of cocaine use. And we are very
It's
cool.
only a little bit of nose candy.
Nose candy. A little bit of nose goblins for this 1984 fine, upstanding gentleman. All right. So it's the crime of cocaine use as a crime, circa 1984. Keep that in mind. We will be judged on it. The details of this crime, the demographics. The offender is a 60... Why do we keep getting these 60-year-olds? The offender is a 63-year-old Hispanic Catholic male. The victims are the state and the people. Okay. The
Stole from the...
Did you say he stole from the state?
Yes.
I mean...
Okay.
Okay, first of all, you're way too excited and your audio's cutting out. But secondly,
Sorry.
his crime is cocaine use. So he didn't steal from the state, he used from the state and the people.
All right.
All right. Okay. The offender-victim relationship between this 63-year-old man and the victims of the state and the people is, well, apparently society is the victim. You know your audio cut out. You know it did.
Oh, it cut out.
Property damage or loss. There was none. The weapon used, physical injury, none. So basically this guy just did cocaine. The excuse given for this crime in 1984, the offender said that the reason was political. He politically cocained himself up.
That doesn't make much sense.
Welcome to the game, everyone. This is Crime Punishment. Welcome aboard. Bailiff Stormy has just summed up the entire ethos of this entire game. The game that makes no sense. Let's take a look at this 63-year-old's criminal
It's Meek said
record.
political cocaine? Seems reasonable.
1984, it's just... Yeah. Yeah, they were handing out bags of it everywhere. And then making movies like Ghostbusters. Let's take a look at the adult prior crime types for the 63-year-old man. Apparently, he's also committed property crimes.
That explains Ghostbusters so much.
It really does. Gremlins, Goonies. Any movie that you saw in 1984? Never-ending Story. Yep. Cocaine. The prior arrests and convictions for this guy who's also committed property crimes is 1 recorded prior arrest and or 2 recorded prior arrests, 1 recorded prior convictions. His fugitive status on the day of the crime is that he is a jail escapee. Well.
Well.
Yeah.
One gave him a cake with a hacksaw in it.
And you know what the icing was? Bailiff Story, do you know what was made out of the icing? Cocaine.
Ooh.
Let's look at the offender's reputation. The offender is a known racketeer. He's 63 years old. He's a known racketeer who just escaped out of jail, everybody. Yeehaw. Bailiff Stormy, do you want to see the juvenile court blotter for this 63-year-old man?
No, not really.
Me either. Let's look at the pre-sentence report. And we're going to go into his personal details. 63-year-old is recently widowed, smokes hashish, and is a self-taught person. His employment history: he has no job skills because he is a self-taught person. He didn't know how to teach. Crack.
Yeah.
Crack. And let's look at the courtroom prosecution details. A probation officer recommends prison because that's what probation officers do. A radio commentator calls you, the player, soft. Once again, the holidays were good to me. Now then, Bailiff Stormy, the offender's upbringing and the offender's mental history for the, as Meg put it, political cocaine use. Do you care to see the mental history or upbringing of this 63-year-old man?
Not particularly.
Me either. Let's review the known facts. And once again, everyone in chat, this is your opportunity to play along with a sentence and a length of sentence. In the crime of cocaine use, I was going to say political cocaine use, but in the crime of cocaine use, there was no monetary loss. Society is the victim, as well as whatever personal damage he might do to himself. There's no personal injury, so he's immortal in that sense, I suppose. The offender is a 63-year-old man. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said the reason he did cocaine was political. The offender is a jail escapee. The offender is a known racketeer. The offender has also committed property crimes. He has had 2 recorded prior arrests and 1 recorded prior conviction, being jail. The probation officer recommends prison. A radio commentator calls you soft. The offender is recently widowed, smokes hashish, and is a self-taught person. As well, the offender has no job skills. Bailiff Stormy, you want to take this one or shall I?
I only have one thing to suggest.
By all means, what is it that you would suggest?
Back into jail.
Just _ROS__ said 6 months just because they called us soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that radio commentator to call
Sweet
me
said
pudgy?
Like as a jail escapee, that's bad stuff. However, 80s coke use. Unbothered by it.
Yeah, I love how all of us seem to be a little bit more concerned about the fact that he escaped from jail than, and he's had property crimes in his past, but oh no, he's self-abusing a substance. That's clearly a crime. Thanks, 1984. Yeah, jail. Honestly, I'd say probation. It's a stupid crime. He's doing it to himself. Probation would get him the help that he needs. However, he did escape from jail. As Bailiff Stormy said, let's toss him back into jail. He honestly does not seem like that reputable a person. And at the age of 63, I don't think that any amount of jail time is going to rehabilitate him. I don't think we're going to send him out of jail with a great outlook on society. Wow, what do you know? Sky is blue, trees are green, birds are singing. I have a light step in my demeanor. That's not going to happen here, so we might as well toss him away. I say 18 months, which is a year and a half of
he's
jail.
Gonna leave jail with more drug addictions than he started with.
Yeah, quite possibly. Bailiff Stormy, what are your thoughts on sentencing here?
I agree.
Yeah,
18 months.
Year and a half, eh?
That sounds good.
It takes him out of the system. Who knows? He might leave again. You know, apparently he's got that open door policy with the jailers. But I think that, yeah, we're just gonna run with 18. We could always add on another 6 months because, as Roz said, the radio commentator called us soft.
Well,
Yes, Bailiff Story.
with him abusing himself, gonna make it to 65.
And then he can retire. Yay.
Huh.
Gets a pension. No, year and a half. He's going to retire. It ain't going to be on our dime. I say a year and a half. Are you cool with this, Bailiff Stormy?
I'm very cool with this.
Let's find out let's find out how bad we are at this game. Prison, 2 years, 4 months. Don't know why. Apparently the judge doesn't like cocaine, which I would think he would really like, given some of his prior sentencing. All right, well, let's see how we did. Well, we received 5 gavels. Keep practicing. This is not small claims court. And I'm going to do some, y'all can have a hydration check. Yes. What's that?
Do some typing?
I'm going to do some typing, but what were you going to say there, Bailiff Story?
No, I was just saying, you're gonna do some typing, tell everyone that we suck at this game, and...
I'm not going to tell everyone. I'm just going to announce it across the internet. Is that so wrong?
Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said crime, cocaine use. Tethercat said gavels, 5, judicial IQ 58.
Yeah, crime, cocaine use, and gets a snicker out of both of us. Oh, 1984, how you amuse us. Ooh-wee, we're at the bottom of the hour. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. This is the stream. I'm Judge Tethercat. Beneath me is Bailiff Stormy. We're playing some Crime and Punishment. How you doing for games? Are you in for a few more?
Yeah, couple more.
Yeah, my arm is starting to hurt, so I think I could probably run to the top of the hour, but we'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Well, let's see what our next crime is. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of criminal impersonation. I have to admit,
Ooh.
in the 40 years that I have played this game, and yes, everybody, I am old. I bought this game when it came out, and I played this game 40 years ago. In the 40 years that I played this game, I don't think I've ever seen criminal impersonation.
Does that mean going and telling someone that you're this person when you're not, and committing a crime?
Tethercat said crime, criminal impersonation.
If, again, I don't know if they're going to reveal what that even means. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up the text entry. I do this from time to time. If a definition confuses us, I usually pull up the definition U.S. crime, criminal impersonation. Okay, I've got it right here. I'm going to pull it up and put it on screen. Where's text? Boop. properties. Man, this is horrible, isn't it? Select font. Arial, sure. Underline, no. Size, 40. No, I definitely need it much bigger than that. 250. Hit OK, and here we go, everybody. Criminal impersonation is a crime that occurs when an individual assumes a false identity with the intent to deceive or fraud another person or entity. This is me scrolling it manually.
That's as clear as mud.
You're absolutely right. So let me try this again. Criminal impersonation is a crime that occurs when an individual, in this case, our criminal here, when he or she assumes a false identity with the intention of deceiving or defrauding someone else or an entity like a business.
Okay.
It's Meeg
right.
said so, like you said you were Meeg in order to fraud Ignobler.
Yeah, it's as if Bailiff Stormy said that Bailiff Stormy was Meeg in order to fraud Ignobler, who is the other half of Meeg. So don't do that, Bailiff Stormy. Stop that. Jeez. Why
I'm such a bad...
You're bad
It's
cat
Meeg
girl.
said, I mean, you could.
I mean, don't make me get out the spray bottle there, Bailiff Stormy. I got a gavel and I'll bonk you on the head with it. All right, let's take a look. I mean, by the way, Meg says, I mean, you could try and fraud Ignobler. Yeah, you could. All right, here we go. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of criminal impersonation. Let's take a look at the details. And we're going to look at the demographics. The offender is a 31-year-old black Protestant male. The victims are the state and the people. Now that's interesting because if the defendant is criminally impersonating, are they impersonating the state and the people? Look at me, everybody. I'm Utah. And all of its people. I don't know. It just seems weird. This 31-year-old, the offender-victim relationship, any victims were a mere statistic in the offender's eyes. Oh, that doesn't bode well. That implies cruelty. Let's look at the weapon used in physical injury. There was none, but the property damage or loss, $1,485. All this for $1,485.
So he impersonated someone on welfare.
Yeah. Well, he impersonated someone with the intent to deceive or defraud for $1,485, this 31-year-old guy. Let's see what his excuse was. The offender said he wanted money to bet on the horses. Oh, that's low. That's low. $1,485. Man, I don't like this guy. Let's take a
At
look.
least it wasn't for a friend's sex pain.
Yeah, frequently, because we've been playing this for probably about 3 or 4 years now, and myself for 40 years, a lot of the same items keep coming back and back and back. One of the details of the crime, the excuses given, one of them, which appears quite frequently, is they wanted to get money for a friend's sex change operation in 1984. Now, that is not the case currently. We're not dealing with that right now. Our excuse is horse racing for $1,485. Let's review this 31-year-old's criminal record. And we'll take a look at the adult prior crime types. Specific crime type of information is unavailable. This is a small red flag for those of you watching because sometimes the game crashes. It's a 1984 game and sometimes it crashes. And when we see this, sometimes it crashes. So keep that in mind if we don't get to the end of this case. Let's take a look at prior arrests and convictions. There have been 3 recorded prior arrests and no recorded prior convictions.
So he got away scot-free.
Yes, he did. 3 times. For what? We're not sure. Fugitive status on the day of the crime is that he has no rap sheet. Now, his reputation is that he's an active member of the Parent-Teacher Association. Huh.
It's Meek said they arrested him 3 times and the charges didn't stick. Suspicious.
Very suspicious. Bailiff Stormy, why did you start cracking up when you found out he was an active member of the Parent-Teacher Association?
I've been to Parent-Teacher Association meetings.
And are they filled with people like this?
Yes.
It's Meek said the Parent-Teacher Association is full of criminals.
Then I defer to the expertise of Bailiff Stormy and Bailiff Meeg.
It's Meek said including myself.
I mean, let's not mince words. I'm in good company there. Okay. We've done adult prior crime types, prior arrests, fugitive status, offender's reputation. Now, Bailiff Stormy, are you curious about the juvenile court blotter for this 31-year-old man, especially now that he's an active member of the PTA?
Why not?
All right, let's do it. In his youth, up to the age of, I guess, 17 years and 364 days, the offender's juvenile offenses included coke sniffing. Well,
The bubbles. He really liked the bubbles of...
yeah.
Remember, it was
Yeah, because
1984.
yep,
It was New Coke, not Coke Classic.
yeah, it was New Coke and he had Mentos. Yep, you like the bubbles. Good observation there, Bailiff Stormy. Let's take a look at the pre-sentence report, and we're going to go to the personal details. This 31-year-old man is married by common law. He smokes cigars, and he is a parochial school graduate. His employer,
Parochial mean.
I believe, and I'm not certain of this because it's been a while, but I believe it's religious type, meaning some sort of like a monastery or something.
It's
Definition.
Meek said cigars. My man.
Cigars. Yeah, relating to a church parish. So this guy has a church parish related school graduate.
Oh, homeschooled.
Sure, let's run with that. Actually, though, that does bring up a good point, which is he is a Protestant. Okay, let's go back to the pre-sentence report. So he's a parochial school graduate of Protestant, and his employment history is that he's a psychological counselor. I almost said physiological, but it's psychological. He's a psych counselor. What are you even doing? Criminal impersonation. I totally lost the thread. I didn't even know what we were trying at this point. So he defrauded someone for horse racing for $1,485. He's a psychological counselor. Okay. Let's take a look at the courtroom prosecution details. The defendant gave the police information on other serious crimes, because of course he did. And the defendant was defended by a legal aid attorney. Bailiff Story, are you interested in offender's upbringing or mental history?
Maybe mental, but bringing not.
Yeah, I think because he's a psychological counselor, mental history might play into his own psyche. Let's find out. The offender is excessively introverted. I have no idea what that's like. Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat there. And with that said, Bailiff Story, shall we review the clipboard of justice?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Here's a sound you don't often hear from me. The creepiest laugh I've ever given. In the crime of criminal impersonation, the property damage or loss was $1,485. Any victims were a mere statistic in the offender's eyes. There was no personal injury. The offender is a 31-year-old Protestant male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender said he wanted money to bet on the horses. The offender has no rap sheet. The offender is an active member of the PTA. Specific crime type information is unavailable, but we do know he has had 3 recorded prior arrests and no recorded prior convictions. In his youth, the offender's juvenile offenses included coke sniffing for the bubbles. The defendant gave the police information on other serious crimes. The defendant was defended by a legal aid attorney. The offender is excessively introverted. The offender is married by common law, smokes cigars, and is a parochial school graduate. The offender is a psychological counselor. And with that said, I'm going to throw this your way, Bailiff Stormy. This one's on you. What do you think?
What do I?
You can toss it back at me if you want.
Well, I mean, this.
I think your audio's clipping out, so you might want to adjust yourself there. I didn't catch what you said.
We can talk about it.
I didn't catch what you said, but I think you said we can just talk about it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'll start the conversation. It's criminal impersonation, which we've already discovered is basically fraud. And I think that's a federal crime if I had to guess about United States law. It was pretty much I just saw something over in that corner. It's pretty much $1,485. No one really got hurt, but then again, the guy should have known better. I don't know.
But the ponies were calling.
Yeah, the ponies were calling him. Honestly, I don't think a lot happened, and considering some of the crimes we've had tonight, $1,485 is piddly. He's 31, I think, and you have to ask yourself, with 2 recorded prior arrests and 1 recorded prior conviction, or even 3 and 0.
No, none.
None, yeah, none. He's got a relatively clean record. A few arrests, but a relatively clean record. I want to say this guy can be rehabilitated. It's not going to be easy. It's not probation rehabilitation, but I think if we give this guy some jail, get this guy a chance to reflect and, go back into the system and
Scared straight? What's
that?
Scared straight?
I suppose in 1984 terms it might be called scared straight. I was thinking more just, a probation would be a gentle rehabilitation. This would be a little bit more forceful rehabilitation. But I still believe this guy can be redeemed. So on that note, I'm going to offer up that this guy gets 9 months of jail. Not a year, not 6 months, but 9 months of jail. And it won't correct him. He will not be cured. But it will give him 9 months worth of rules, regulations, and ways to cope with society that he most likely did not have before. That's what I'm giving him. 9 months of jail. What are your thoughts, Bailiff Stormy?
11 months of jail.
Ooh, upping it. Well, I'm in for that. I'm good with 11 months. Why did you add 2 more months, or why did you go higher?
Not quite a year.
Fair enough. That's all the excuse you need to give. All right, everyone, here we go.
You said you didn't want to do 12 months, so months.
Well, thank you for haggling, and it turns out that both of us were pretty light in our sentence, although also pretty heavy. This judge sentenced 8 years of probation, and you know what? After 8 years of probation, the guy probably still would have received the same amount of love, care, and guidance. But yeah, I think ours was a little more fast tracking this guy to the support that he needs. All right, let's find out how badly we did. We only got 2 gavels. Bale of Stormy, would you care to read off the screen? Remember, check your audio so that you don't clip out, because I know you want to read this more than anyone, so make sure they can hear you.
You remind me of a judge I know in Canada.
Your audio totally clipped away because you were too excited, and we know it, and we love you for it, and you're awesome. Yes, it's Kangaroo Court. Oh, and by the way, somewhere in here. Yes, I actually have a kangaroo gif that I like to throw on screen every now and then. Here you go, Bailiff. Bailiff Stormy, you can hang out with the kangaroo for a moment.
Okay.
I love how we can't even hear Bailiff Stormy because she's so excited about the kangaroo and the kangaroo court. Just every now and then this utterance of kick, cheek, and you just know that she's ecstatic on her end.
Tethercat said gavels, 2, judicial IQ, 54.
All right. With that said, you know what? We'll hang out the kangaroo can hang out beside you. How's that?
Okay.
All right. Well, we're coming into the top of the hour. We've probably got enough left for one more case, and then that'll bring us to the top of the hour. What do you say about concluding this with one more case? How do you feel?
Okay, as long as we speed through it.
Oh, we're going to speed through this. Now it's time for our next case. Remember, it is how much and what kind of information that is important. The defendant is to be sentenced for the crime of attempted assassination. You want to speed through this one, do you?
25 years.
Okay. So,
Tethercat said crime, attempted assassination.
For those of you watching, every now and then, Bailiff Stormy will say, I want to speed through a crime. And then we load up what the crime is, and she instantly announces a verdict. We don't look at any of the details.
Were they trying to assassinate?
Meeg, we don't know. The clipboard of justice is empty. Bailiff Stormy, wanting to speed through, has just put in 25 years of prison, I can assume, because we do not do the death penalty. Is that correct, Bailiff Stormy?
That is exactly what I'm thinking.
Well, then, Bailiff Stormy, let's see how you did with the crime of attempted assassination. Prison, 11 years, 6 months.
Bad for a speed run.
You suck. You only received 4 gavels. You might be ready to handle traffic court. Try some more cases to improve your score. I was really anticipating a lot more than that. Although you did raise our judicial IQ.
Tethercat said gavels, 4, judicial IQ, 56.
Okay, let's run one more case.
Now let's really...
I didn't catch that. You said now let's really...
Now let's really do one.
All right, let's do one final one here. Nope. So what we're doing there is prison, 99 years. We're just going to blow through it. Doesn't matter. Great. The crime is tax evasion.
Ooh.
Okay.
Tethercat said crime, tax evasion.
Yeah, Meg, we just blow through those cases. So who knows? All right. In this final case of the docket, the crime is tax evasion. We're going to look at the details of the crime, and we're going to look at the demographics. The offender is a 50-year-old white Protestant male. The victims are the state and the people. The offender-victim relationship...
said I need to know the amount before I judge.
I think we all need to know the amount before we judge. Unless our name is Bailiff Stormy, in which case just flying through with the numbers. In this case, society is the victim for tax evasion. The weapon used, physical injury was none. However, property damage or loss, crime is tax evasion, $1,325. Huh. Okay. The excuse given for this crime is that the offender said he needed money.
At least he was honest.
It's me,
You know what?
said valid.
At least he was honest. You're right. He owned up. He said that he needed the money. It wasn't that the devil made him do it. He wasn't trying to bilk anyone. He was just doing tax evasion. He said he needed the money. $1,300. Sure. The criminal record of this offender, the adult prior crime types, include animal abuse.
Oh, throw the book at him.
There you go. That's all it takes is just one errant passage, and it just turns everyone on their head. Let's look at his prior arrests and convictions of prior crimes, including animal abuse. He has had 12 recorded prior arrests and 6 recorded prior convictions. He is 50 years old. His fugitive status on the day of the crime is that he was AWOL, absent without a leave. And the offender's reputation. He's a regular churchgoer. Oh, bless him.
Aww.
Aw. Yeah, I definitely want to throw the book at this guy. I think tax evasion is a federal crime. Now then, Bailiff Stormy, this man is 50 years old. Are you curious about his juvenile court blotter?
No, I am not.
Myself either. Well, let's look at the pre-sentence report, and we're going to look at personal history. This 50-year-old man is single. He doesn't drink, and he's a computer school graduate, which, that's odd. Okay.
I've never that one.
Yeah. Now, I know that computer school graduates, like up in New York, they used to have a thing called DeVry College, and they would show advertisements on TV about it.
Late at night.
Yeah, those kinds. Do you need a diploma? Do you want to get into the job realm? Come to DeVry College. So this guy graduated from there. Okay. But he's a regular churchgoer, so he's got to get that going for him. Let's look at his employment history. He's apparently a white-collar worker. Means he's a priest, apparently. No. Courtroom prosecution.
Means he doesn't with his hands.
Oh, ew.
Ew.
Courtroom prosecution details. Trial evidence, wow, revealed the defendant as a ringleader. Okay. For church going? A state commission investigates you for corruption. You, the player, you, the judge, you, the Green Hulk. That's weird. But trial evidence revealed this guy as a ringleader. Huh. Well, we've gone through the relevant things. Bailiff Stormy, mental history or offender's upbringing?
Mental history.
Okay. The offender is a compulsive gambler. Huh. So wait, we were all happy at the start. Yay, he's a great person. He might have done some tax evasion for $1,325, but at least he was being honest because he said he needed the money. You know what? It's not that bad, we all said because we believed it. Now here we are. This animal abuser is a ringleader. Oh, geez. I accidentally hit offender's upbringing, and boy, that was nasty. And now he's a compulsive gambler. Whew. Well, do we even need to look at the clipboard of justice on this one, or are we just ready to toss the book at him?
It's me,
Toss
said
the
put
book
him
at
under
him.
the jail for animal abuse.
Yes.
Actually, I'd be willing to put him under the jail for animal abuse. Concrete shoes, if you catch my drift. Let's, all right, so we've already got Meg suggesting jail. Again, the crime is tax evasion, so we can't really get at him for his previous crimes. We can't. But we can get him for tax evasion, which is a federal crime to my knowledge.
Yep. I would say prison for that.
And he was revealed to be a ringleader. I'd say prison for that. Now, it was just $1,300 or whatever. Like it's stupid low end numbers. But by God, I want to do 15 years on this guy. How about Meg? How about Bailiff Stormy? How about my bailiffs? What do you guys think on this one? Yeah, there's the right sentence, and then there's
It's me,
our
said 15
sentence.
for sure.
Yes, exactly.
And it's our final case of the night, and I'm willing to go 15, which is definitely our sentence. It seems Meg is also in on the 15. What about you, Bailiff Stormy?
I'm going to go 15 also.
I love you guys. All right, let's take a look and see how we do. I'm certain that we might be getting a bit of a heavy-handed one gavel result here, but we'll find out anyway. Jail, 17 months, 18 days, which I think is just a little under a year and a half of jail time. And you know what? Tax evasion, $1,300. Honestly, I can see this. But fuck that guy, 15 years of prison.
Yes.
Yes.
Only one gavel.
And we earned that one gavel.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. On that note, yeah, it's a perfect time to conclude the stream. I'm going to type all this out. Gavels 1, judicial IQ. We finish off the night with a judicial IQ of 46.
Tethercat said gavels 1, judicial IQ 46.
And yeah, we are done. That's it. We are done. And so, Bailiff Stormy, I want to thank you very much and your kangaroo friend for hanging out on this stream. Do you have any thoughts about how the game went? Do you have any thoughts about this caseload and how your experiences was tonight?
I love and hate this game.
Bailiff Stormy speaks for us all. Over in chat, if anyone in chat has any thoughts on this game or how it played and how much fun or not fun this was. I know that Meg is hovering in chat. Please, by all means, toss in your observations because we always love having bailiffs join us in this game.
Thanks, you, Meg.
Yeah, by the way, Meg is a streamer. Meg is over on Twitch and plays Nancy Drew games, and they are fun. She plays other games too, but...
Oh, I love Nancy Drew.
Oh, you've definitely got to check out Meg's stream. I'm going to toss a link over to Meg's stream.
It's Meek said I also play Doom.
Yes, you know, the classics, the fun, gentle things that all girls love, such as Nancy Drew and Doom.
It's Meek said also. I'd love to get involved next time you do this. So fun.
Here's a link to Meg's Twitch channel. I implore
Tethercat
everyone watching.
https://www.twitch.tv/itsmayaggg.
Okay, chat rat, you only get to do that once. Yeah, it's fantastic having Meg as a streamer. She's really talented. She has a very fun, playful presence. You know, she's a good streamer. And Meg, yes, also love to get involved next time we do this. I agree. It's I think you're more than welcome to join us next time this all happens. Bailiff Stormy, would you be glad to have Meg join us in the chat next time?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, then I think I even extended not only to Meg, but Ignobler as well. Should we get more bailiffs in on this? Yeah, this was
I look forward to it.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. And I look forward to getting back into this game. I want to do this game a lot more. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, it's the top of the hour, everyone. Now is a good time for y'all to get some food, get some rest, you know, have some self-care, hydration, of course. But for now, and to conclude, everyone, thanks for watching. Y'all have yourselves a great night, okay? Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
I knew you'd be in on that. All right. Good night, everybody. Night, night.
Tethercat said thanks for watching. Tethercat said thanks for watching.